if you didn't get caught by that big burst of rain we saw. I know we stepped out and we got a little bit drenched by it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and it was a pretty large warning earlier that we were seeing, so I think the better part of us, especially in southern Illinois, saw and heard that system. What we're tracking right now, we do have one active warning on the board. It's a severe thunderstorm warning for part of our region, including McCracken, Carlisle, and Ballard County in Kentucky. So I tossed the storm track on here. It's moving fairly slow. As far as storms go, only about 20 miles per hour. So we're seeing that. We've got a couple of our cities in place, but Paducah not expecting to see that for another half an hour. The big thing we've really been tracking today is hail. So let's switch this over again, put it on our hail tracker, and we're seeing a decent amount still from this. So it's a common pattern we've seen today looking at that hail, but here's a wider view. So there's the bulk of the storms we were tracking earlier. That was what was warmed, kind of ran into some outflow, lost some of that steam. Also tossed on lightning on this. So there's the warning for our region heading towards Paducah metropolis. It's a very summer-like type storm. That's exactly why I wanted to show the lightning. There's just a lot of fuel for these because it's been so warm and so humid lately. We still have the possibility of seeing some more active weather today. We have that severe thunderstorm watch in place until 9 o'clock tonight. That's for pretty much all of southern Illinois, most of western Kentucky, and we have a couple of our SEMO counties on there as well, like Cape Girardeau. So it's been a pretty active day. We've had a lot of reports of some large hail and some damage due to pretty strong winds. This video is out of New Burnside, really showing how much hail was falling. Even here at the studio, we saw some pea-sized hail. We had reports out of New Burnside of golf ball-sized hail. The other big thing we're seeing right now is these temperatures. Look at that big difference. We've got 60s for Carbondale, Sparta, and Mount Vernon, where we've seen that rain pass through, but then Poplar Bluff, who hasn't really seen a lot of rain today, blue skies and temperatures in the 80s, and that could possibly fuel some of those storms that we could see later today. But really impressive temperature map. We've got 60s for parts of southern Illinois. We have Carmi at 63, Carbondale 66, but if you're in Kennett, you're seeing a 20-degree difference in those mid 80s along with Union City. So it's kind of what those storms are batting against right now. Chance of showers stays with us overnight tonight, but it should diminish fairly quickly, switching more to an isolated, also losing most of that severe threat. Temperatures also staying fairly mild. Threat tracker fairly low for tonight once we get through this last round of some storms. For Monday, it ramps right back up. We're tracking some rain, the possibility of some of those isolated strong pop-up storms like we've seen today. And then Tuesday, some of that rain may linger again. We're really just falling into a summer-like pattern. So right now we're seeing that rain across the board. Temperature is fairly warm. Overnight tonight, we can still see a couple of those pop-up showers, especially over western Kentucky as they continue to push through. Waking up early on Monday, I think will mostly be dry, temperatures in the 60s. Then we see the rain move back in from the north. So mid-morning, it could be some pretty heavy pockets of rain. We get a brief break into the afternoon. Those winds really ramping up out of the south, temperatures in the 80s, and then more rain just pushes through the region. So again, this is kind of like what we were seeing today. When you see those dark spots on radar there, that can indicate some pretty strong winds, maybe even some large hail. So really need to be weather aware again for our Monday as that moves through in the second half of the day. And then into Tuesday, still tracking that chance of some isolated showers. So still plenty of activity expected as far as today goes. Storm Prediction Center has most of our region in that 2 out of 5 threat. Because we've seen those strong winds, that large hail, and more of the same is expected tomorrow with the entire region in that slight 2 out of 5 risk. So great to have the Storm Track 3 up. We've got the watch in place today. We've had countless warnings. So make sure that you continue to be very aware, and that's a great way to do so. Tracking widespread rain to start off the work week. It at least dies down a little by midweek, and then it picks right back up on Friday and Saturday. So again, really got to be weather aware for the rest of your evening, and then into Monday. We have scattered storms expected to start the week. For Tuesday, a couple isolated showers staying with us. A little bit of dry time. I think we might get lucky Wednesday, Thursday. But then the rain ramps right back up. We're just really falling into a summer-like pattern. Temperatures in the 80s and off and on rain chances.
Well, hopefully we get a break from this rain pretty soon.
I hope so.
All right. Thank you, Katie.